The Rock returns at WWE Survivor Series WarGames. Roman Reigns apologizes to Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. Prayers for WCW veteran Konnan. The WWE brutally attacked for firing Bobby Lashley. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul stealing WWE SmackDown viewers. The WWE handcuffed Triple H's decision-making. 2 WWE stars are feeling slapped in the face by the WWE. The Rock loses his cool on a recent appearance outside the WWE. Let's dive right in. Roman Reigns apologizes to Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. WWE has a lot of big stars at the moment. The likes of Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Naomi, Bayley, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, LA Knight, and Gunther are some of the biggest names in all of pro wrestling. Despite the plethora of big stars on the roster, the biggest and most over is likely Roman Reigns. The Tribal Chief has been a big deal in World Wrestling Entertainment for a long time now, but he has never been more popular than he is these days. While Roman works a part-time schedule, he will soon be in action. The Tribal Chief is set to compete at Survivor Series WarGames. He will team up with others as the OG Bloodline, and they will be battling Solo Sikoa's version of the Bloodline inside the Dangerous Cage. Before then, however, Roman will appear on SmackDown. Let's look at a handful of things the OTC could potentially do on the Blue brand tonight, which includes build towards the big PLE. Number 1, he could trash Seth Rollins for rejecting the OG Bloodline's offer on WWE Raw. There are 2 teams for the men's WarGames match at WWE Survivor Series. Solo Sikoa has Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa by his side. Meanwhile, Roman has Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Sami Zayn. Notably, both teams are missing a man to make it a proper 5-on-5 bout. Sami Zayn attempted to recruit Seth Rollins to join Roman Reigns' WWE Survivor Series WarGames team on Raw. Seth not only refused the offer, but verbally attacked Roman's character. It was a vicious promo. Roman Reigns is unlikely to take that kind of behavior lying down. As a result, the OTC could show up on SmackDown and take some shots at the Visionary. This could be like his no-pop comment from earlier this year, but perhaps taken to an even uglier level. Roman is not one to mess with verbally. Number 2, Roman Reigns could apologize to Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn and Jey Uso have had a rough past with Roman Reigns. At one point, the Bloodline ran WWE, and they were all together in the group. Over time, however, Reigns' toxic behavior led to both Sami and Jey leaving the stable. Now that Roman needs help, Sami Zayn made an offer to the OTC. He wanted Reigns to apologize to Jey Uso for all of the trouble he caused during WWE SmackDown last week. Roman refused to apologize. Eventually, though, they managed to put their issues behind them. With Sami and Jey officially working with Roman at Survivor Series WarGames, he needs to apologize for his past toxic behavior. Reigns could do that on SmackDown tonight. He could acknowledge he didn't treat either man fairly, and that both Sami and Jey deserve better. This would be great in helping rebuild Roman as a babyface. Number 3, he could bring back Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is a pro wrestling legend. He has competed in the ring, excelled as a manager, handled things exceptionally well on commentary, taken iconic wrestling photos, and booked and promoted. He is also a WWE Hall of Famer and a key figure in the Bloodline saga. While Heyman is now best known for his association with Roman Reigns, he hasn't been seen in many months. Solo Sikoa and the rest of the Bloodline put the WWE Hall of Famer through a table, and this took the legend off of television. Come SmackDown, Roman could correct this. He has been dropping hints about needing a Wiseman back, so Heyman could be reintroduced by the OTC. This could then officially finalize the OG Bloodline going into WarGames, especially if Heyman can get them a 5th teammate. Number 4, Reigns could ask Cody Rhodes for help. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes have been longtime foes. Not only did the two clash regularly back when Roman was part of the Shield in WWE, but they headlined WrestleMania as opponents back-to-back over the past 2 years. Despite that, Cody and Roman recently united. The two popular stars teamed up together at WWE Bad Blood despite their animosity. Together, the pair managed to defeat Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in tag team action. On SmackDown, Roman could face his old foe again, this time to ask for a favor. Reigns could request that the American Nightmare join him and the rest of the OG Bloodline at Survivor Series WarGames. While Cody and Roman will never be friends, Rhodes might respect Roman humbling himself enough to ask for help. Prayers up for WCW veteran Konnan. Konnan has spent years in WCW and achieved his status as a veteran in the industry. According to a report, the 60-year-old WCW and Lucha Libre AAA veteran was hospitalized for a while due to some ongoing health issues. Konnan has been in the pro wrestling world for a long time, and the veteran has represented his heritage and culture on the weekly product when he was a regular on WCW. The veteran currently works for Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide and appears on Keepin' It 100 official Official, alongside Disco Inferno, where he provides his insight on the current wrestling landscape. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, W1, the insider got an update from Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide. It was revealed that the 60-year-old veteran was hospitalized for the past 26 days due to diverticulitis and has been dealing with other issues stemming from it. Konnan has been hospitalized at this point for the last 26 days, after getting diverticulitis and then having other health issues stemming from it. He is hopeful to be home this weekend for the first time. According to the insider, the 60-year-old star will be home in the coming days and will address it further on his podcast. In 1992, Konnan made his first appearance for WWE under Vince McMahon's regime. However, the veteran had a fallout with the man in charge and spent most of his time away from the Stamford-based promotion in the coming years as he grew in popularity in Mexico. Later, he became a household name with his work in Mexico's independent circuit, ECW and WCW. He spent 5 years with Ted Turner's promotion and won multiple titles in the singles and tag team division. Moreover, he was also involved in WCW's top angles like NWO and Filthy Animals. After years of working on the independent circuit and Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide, the 60-year-old veteran made his first appearance for WWE in decades under Triple H's regime. The WCW veteran appeared during the 2023 Hall of Fame ceremony and cut a speech for Rey Mysterio. The veteran has made only one appearance for the Stamford-based promotion in decades and hasn't appeared on television since the event. The WWE brutally attacked for firing Bobby Lashley. Sami Zayn caught stray from a longtime WWE veteran who was shocked at a recent release. Tommy Carlucci, who was with the company for over 30 years, still couldn't believe that WWE let Bobby Lashley become a free agent. Lashley was one of several WWE stars who had not been signed to new contracts since Endeavor took over. He's now with All Elite Wrestling alongside MVP and Shelton Benjamin. They reformed the Hurt Business and turned it into the Hurt Syndicate. Filling in for Vince Russo on the Coach and Bro Show on Sportskeeda's Backstage Pass, Carlucci reacted to Lashley's move to AEW. He's still in disbelief that WWE let him walk away while also taking a subtle shot at Zayn. We all know Bobby Lashley. One of the things that held him back in WWE was he wasn't a great promo cutter. But look at Guy. You look at him and you look at Sami Zayn, and you're telling me this guy can't be champion in WWE? Are you kidding me? It's a joke. A freaking joke, Carlucci said. Bobby Lashley did win the WWE Championship twice during his second stint in the Stamford-based promotion, while Sami Zayn has never won the title. However, Lashley was not on the WrestleMania 39 card, while Zayn was in the main event of Night 2. As for this year's WrestleMania, the Almighty was part of a Philadelphia street fight with the Street Profits against Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. Zayn, on the other hand, ended Gunther's 666-day reign as Intercontinental Champion. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul stealing WWE SmackDown viewers. Tonight, viewers can anticipate a thrilling episode of SmackDown. Seeing superstars like Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, whether in person or on screen, is a must-see for many. Nevertheless, the show's viewership may take a hit this time around, and many will be wondering, why? The reason for this potential dip could stem from another major event that is happening tonight. In case you missed it, Jake Paul will be duking it out with boxing legend Mike Tyson on Netflix. It's a huge event that has garnered much attention, to the point that WWE SmackDown may lose some viewers to it. The hype around the event has been nothing short of mind-boggling. Initially scheduled for July, the fight was rescheduled to tonight after Mike Tyson suffered an ulcer flare-up. Since then, Jake, brother of WWE SmackDown superstar Logan Paul, has been trolling his 58-year-old opponent. All this led to last night, where Iron Mike ended up slapping the influencer, raising the stakes even higher. There is a lot riding on this fight, which makes it a bigger draw for the casual sports fan. With that in mind, it wouldn't be all that surprising to see the Blue brand's viewership count dip tonight. Nevertheless, the WWE Universe can find solace in the fact that this is just a one-off event. Who knows? Considering this is just speculation, the fight may even have no effect at all. The WWE handcuffed Triple H's decision-making. A longtime WWE veteran recently commented on the difference between the old and current regime. Tommy Carlucci, who was with the company from 1988 to 2020, claimed that Triple H is being handcuffed by TKO when it comes to making important decisions. Vince McMahon lost control of WWE after selling the company to Endeavor. Now it's run by CEO Ari Emanuel, President Nick Khan, and Chief Content Officer Triple H Mark Shapiro serves as the COO of TKO, the parent company of WWE and UFC. On a recent episode of the Coach and Bro Show on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Backstage Pass, Jonathan Coachman and Tommy Carlucci spoke about the main differences between the old and new management. Carlucci believes Triple H has no power when it comes to re-signing talent. Unlike Vince McMahon, who was the only boss. It's a new era in WWE. Here's the difference between the new guys and the old regime. The old regime was at every TV taping. The man who owned the company was at every TV taping. So if you want to get to that guy, you make an appointment and go in his office. Today, you don't see Mark Shapiro there. You don't see Nick Khan there. You got Triple H. I know he runs things, but his hands are tied. You know what he's got to say? I got to check with Shapiro and Ari, Emmanuel, whether I can do this or not. If Vince wanted to do it, $2 million, write it down, Carlucci said. Since Endeavor took over, some stars who were not signed to new contracts include Becky Lynch, Bobby Lashley, Edge, and Baron Corbin. Speaking to Fourth Rope interviews recently, MVP revealed that he didn't sign a new contract with WWE because of new management. They were not seeing eye to eye, so he decided to move on. He's now with All Elite Wrestling, along with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. I didn't want to re-sign, and I let it be known that I wasn't going to re-sign because the new management in place. Anytime, I don't care where you work, whatever you do for a living. When new management comes in, it's good for some people and not good for other people, MVP said. The trio reformed the Hurt Business in AEW, and they are now called the Hurt Syndicate. They are already in a feud with former world champion Swerve Strickland. Two WWE stars are feeling slapped in the face by the WWE. The WWE roster has no dearth of talented individuals and teams, which sometimes leads to stars being overlooked. A particular tag team has seemingly been going through a similar plight, prompting Bill Apter to comment. The team being talked about is the Street Profits, who recently talked about their current state. According to Montez Ford, nothing they are doing seems to be getting them over to the top rungs of the roster. For instance, the recently joined Motor City Machine Guns were able to win the tag team titles soon after their entry, rather than the Street Profits. Speaking on Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine, hosted by Mac Davis, about the topic, Bill Apter stated, "I think the Street Profits are honestly feeling slapped in the face by WWE, where they weren't given the tag team belts. Instead, a new team comes in that WWE is selling as, oh my god, they are the innovators of this and that. They're great. Everybody in the world knows them. They've been to Japan. Why not put those belts on the house guys that have really earned it and deserve it, and then maybe have the Machine Guns come in and feud with them?" The legendary journalist is quite clearly not on board with how the Street Profits are being treated at this point, judging by his comments. Adding to his previous statement on the same episode of The Wrestling Time Machine, Bill Apter said the following, "To me, it's clear cut. There's something weird why they didn't get the belts. You know, Montez Ford had wanted to be a singles star as well, and they held him back from that as well. Every time their momentum was getting hotter and hotter, it was like, whoops, we have got something else going on. As of now, it remains to be seen what is next for Street Profits down the line in WWE." The Rock loses his cool on a recent appearance outside the WWE. A former WWE employee believes The Rock's recent major appearance outside of wrestling didn't go as planned. WWE veteran Tommy Carlucci believes the final boss wasn't happy with Jimmy Fallon during their recent encounter. Rocky was a special guest on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon earlier this week to promote his films Red One and Moana 2. Toward the end of the segment, Fallon hit the WWE superstar with a pillow, and it caused feathers to cover him. Speaking on the Coach and Bro Show on Sportskeeda's Backstage Pass, Tommy Carlucci, who filled in for Vince Russo, thought The Rock was upset with the host. The movie star was set to appear in Red One's New York premiere, and possibly didn't appreciate the extra work to clean himself up. "I think he was pissed because he was going to the premiere. Jimmy Fallon shoots his show at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so Rock was going to the premiere and he had feathers. That initial look was like, you mother effer. He was hot. He stiffed Jimmy Fallon when he whacked him back because Jimmy fell on the floor. That was not a work. He was pissed," Carlucci said. The Rock was able to attend the New York premiere of Red One and was wearing a different outfit. Instead of the blue jacket and striped black pants, he was rocking a red blazer and dark slacks. There's no doubt that The Rock has been one of the biggest movie stars in Hollywood over the past decade. He's had some hits and misses recently, but his work as the final boss in WWE garnered him praise. The Great One was named GQ Magazine's Entertainer of the Year for 2024. He has 2 huge movies coming up, Red One with Chris Evans and J.K. Simmons, and Moana 2, the sequel to the Disney animated film. The Rock is also set to star in the film called The Smashing Machine. It's a biological drama, which is a fresh path for the 52-year-old actor. The Rock returns at WWE Survivor Series WarGames. After all that went down at WWE Bad Blood, The Rock is a hot topic. The final boss made his presence felt after the main event, but hasn't been seen since. One thing that was evident, though, is the fact that he was not too pleased with what he saw. In case you missed it, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns teamed up against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. As expected, the American Nightmare and the original Tribal Chief came out on top. But both of them, along with the WWE Universe, were left shocked by the return of The Rock. Since then, the chatter has been non-stop regarding The Rock's next move, and while some reports suggest he may not be at WWE Survivor Series WarGames, there is good reason to believe he will be. To be exact, there are 3 good reasons. One of the reasons why The Rock hasn't made an appearance since Bad Blood is down to his busy schedule. While he is the final boss, he also has other endeavors outside the squared circle to worry about. This includes his acting career, where he has taken another huge leap with a new Christmas flick. If you haven't seen it already, his movie Red One has already hit theaters and has mixed reviews. He is now in the midst of promoting the said film, but it could end in a few days. This would give him a good few weeks to prepare for WWE Survivor Series WarGames. Having already shown his face at Bad Blood, the onus is now on The Rock to make an impact in WWE. Survivor Series will be the company's last PLE of the calendar year, and if that isn't reason enough to crash it, then perhaps the Bloodline WarGames match is. Many may forget that Solo Sikoa was filmed stating that Rock's return was all a part of the plan. He may be the mastermind behind Sikoa's takeover of the Bloodline, or he may just be observing. Who knows? Either way, he can further the narrative that something big is coming by making a huge impression in Vancouver, Canada. It's a well-known fact that wrestling runs in The Rock's blood. After all, he is a third-generation superstar. His grandfather, High Chief Peter Maivia, was a wrestling legend, as was his father, Rocky Johnson. And well, it's safe to say that he himself has also made quite the name for himself in the industry. All this would not have happened if he hadn't donned his wrestling gear and stepped into the ring. Fortunately, he did just that, not at any old show, but at Survivor Series. With that in mind, making his return at WarGames makes so much sense. What's more, he can even introduce a new Bloodline member. Recent reports have stated that Hikuleo signed with WWE earlier this year, and he could be introduced as Solo's new henchman.